is another market weekend for me. I am just on my way to my market today. It's Saturday and it is a market that is downtown, so it's about 25 minutes away from me. You guys are in a little bit of a precarious setup, so hopefully y'all don't fall. So I have a market today and I have a market tomorrow. I am a little bit nervous about the weather this weekend. It is supposed to thunderstorm pretty much all weekend and it's pretty windy, so it might not be the best weekend for markets, but there was nothing else really going on in the city, so I decided to sign up for both of these markets. They were low cost and I know the organizers, so I figured I'd give them both a shot, and yeah, I'm gonna take you guys along with me.
So as you can see here, it was super windy this day. I had my back wall up for a little bit of security because it was a downtown market, but my biggest problem this day was definitely the wind.
I just came home from the market. I just got a taco kit and I'm gonna make some tacos for dinner. The market went pretty well. I can't really complain. The only thing that sucked was the weather. The weather was awful. It was so incredibly windy. I think the wind gusts were like 50 kilometers an hour, which is crazy to do an outdoor market with a tent. Luckily nothing broke, nothing bad happened, but it was just really annoying dealing with the wind all day long. I swear wind is the worst weather to work with when you're doing a market. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. I have a market from 10 till 4 tomorrow and it's in a small town just outside of the city that I live in. So it's going to be a good one, and I am praying that the weather will cooperate. I know there's a risk of thunderstorm all day long. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm on my way to the market, which is about a 45-minute drive from my house. I woke up this morning to pretty much the worst weather possible. Extremely smoky, and it's also very windy. So we'll see how today goes. The smoke is really bad. Really hoping that it's not as bad where I'm going. I am leaving the city and driving about half an hour outside of the city, so keeping a positive attitude for the time being, but I'm a little worried about the day.
So here's my setup. I was able to put out a little bit more on displays around the table because it wasn't so windy. The biggest challenge this day was the smoke. The smoke was absolutely terrible, but it ended up being a decent day anyway. So it was just a little street market that's in a small town outside the city that I live in.
I just finished tearing down at the market. I'm at my favorite place ever. I am at Michael's and I'm just gonna go snag some yarn. I've got a couple pattern tests that I need to get done this week for a couple people on Instagram. So I need to pick up some more yarn. The market went okay. It was really slow, but I think it was mostly due to the smoke. If I didn't have to be outside, I definitely would have been outside, so I totally get it why people wouldn't have come out. But I know my next market, which is on Friday, is gonna be a really awesome day, so I'm not too mad about it. And my last weekend was Lilac Festival, and that was also an amazing market, so definitely no bad feelings here about this weekend. This weekend was like mediocre, but that's okay. We can't win them all. Tomorrow is my last market of June, and I'll show you guys what I've been doing so far this week. Pretty much all the stock that I'm bringing for tomorrow. I've done some of it this week, and some of it's just left over from previous markets. I've showed most of these guys, if not in different colors, in all my other videos, but this is pretty much what I'm bringing. Just want to shout out, this was a pattern test for olliescrochet that I did this week, and isn't he just the cutest little mushroom guy you've ever seen? Oh my god. And then this guy, I just love this pattern test. He was so fun. I was working on a pattern this week, so I made a ton of these ducks, chickens, and frogs. This is a new pattern that I have. It's on my website. It's called the Bobble Head Babies, and the reason being they've got huge heads and tiny little bodies. They are so fast. These guys take me about 25 minutes to 30 minutes to make one of them, so they're awesome for markets. I've got a bunch of ducks, like all different colors, a couple of chickens, and a few frogs. So if you guys are interested, this is a 3-in-1 pattern pack that you can get on my website. Pretty much what I've been working on this week. I'm gonna make a few more of these guys tonight. They are just like little mushroom guys. They're super fast, they sell super well. Pattern from cableandcanvas on Instagram, and I've really enjoyed bringing those to market so far this year.
So we saved the best for last. This was the best and my favorite market of June. I love this market. It's an outdoor night market, so it's a super awesome vibe. My table is a little bit low on items that are under $30, but I still managed to do pretty well. I had a lot of cows at this one. This was the little one table area where people weren't allowed a tent. And this was the tent area. I was in the tent area this time. There was also a separate area for food trucks. And then this was my after.
It's the day after the market, and I got home about 11 p.m. last night. It was a really good market. The weather was pretty awful, but what are you gonna do? I live in a city where it's either way too smoky, way too cold, or way too hot. There's like no in between. So the worst of those conditions, I think, are smoke and wind. Unfortunately, it was really windy. It wasn't super smoky though, which is good. Days ago, it was really smoky and I was worried about the weather, but it ended up not being smoky last night, so that's good. But it was really, really windy. It died down about 6:30 and I started setting up at 3 p.m., so it wasn't terrible. But it was just pretty cold last night. For the market itself, I was a little bit of a hot mess setting up for this one. I ended up being pretty late. I ended up being about 45 minutes later than I wanted to be to set up. That was because me and my husband share a vehicle for work, and so he was running on a super tight schedule yesterday morning, and so he ended up coming home a little bit late, and then I ended up leaving late. I forgot a bunch of my displays. It goes to show that no matter how many times you do markets, you're always gonna have like a bad day for setting up. But it's okay, I managed to set up just fine, and it ended up being a pretty good day. It was really slow to start, and it picked up at around 7:30. Market gets busy pretty late. I had 35 sales, and my average sale was, I think, $37. So I definitely managed to sell pretty much everything that I had that was under like $45. So I'm really happy with the sales that I had. And my next market is in 2 weeks. It's Canada Day, and I have a market that's downtown that's going to be like a really big street festival. And then I have a market the next day, which is in a little mountain town near where I live. So I'm really excited about Canada Day. This weekend, I'm headed off to a cabin with some friends, and we're gonna hang out at the lake and maybe go jet skiing and swimming. So I'm super excited to have a much needed break. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like this content, please subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram if you want to keep up with my daily life. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!